because Chinese is unique for a lot of reasons. We have a very entrenched educational system. It's very difficult to get that program in, and it's difficult for a lot of reasons. It is hard to find people, but I don't think you can really say you couldn't find people, because if that were the case, you shouldn't have started a program to begin with. And I think that rather than phasing out, you should look for ways to keep this program intact. There's 1 billion Chinese. The population is probably well over double the US. Their economy is going to eclipse ours very shortly, within the lifetime of our students. And the culture is very different. The whole idea of taking a foreign language is to immerse yourself in culture. Really, our kids are very familiar with French and Spanish because of the culture that we have and how we're acclimated to that culture. It's really important that the Chinese program continue in some way, shape, or form. You've got to get that back. You've got to get it up and running. It is an uphill battle because you're dealing with an entrenched culture, and it's tough for a foreign language department to grow that program. We have SUNY right nearby. There are plenty of Chinese-speaking people at the university, and there are many connections. They could find instructors, I'm sure, but it's really vital. I mean, as an educational entity, to have Chinese and grow that program. And I know it's been an uphill battle. The budget hasn't helped, but the program was doomed. I mean, I could see it. The kids weren't going into the program because parents knew it was going to be cut, and I think a lot of parents would have signed up. There were a lot of things working against, growing that program. And hopefully it's been a learning experience, because you got to go back to the drawing board and try to grow that program. And it's very unique. It's not going to be able to grow unless certain things are nurtured. It just isn't going to happen, but it needs to happen because it's coming. I mean, and the kids need to be familiar with a culture that is very different than their own. My kid's experience was great. The change in teachers, I think he learned from that. And I hope you look at how to grow that program, because it is important. It's not like Russian was in the 70s. When I was in high school, take Russian. There aren't as many Russian-speaking people in the world as there are Chinese. They're going to influence the inventions that come out, the little gadgets we use. We influence that technology because we had all the money and all the ingenuity and all the infrastructure. China now is going to begin to bring their culture to us. And it's important. It has to happen. And you have to find a way to, continue and grow that program. So I think this is like a low point. It's going to take some time to build it back up. Thank you for listening.
Thank you for your comments. Anyone else? Okay. Moving on, item number 8, Finance. It is recommended that the Board of Education approve the following finance action item A. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
That's a first? Second. First and a second. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? That carries. Item number 9, Professional Personnel. It is recommended that the Board of Education approve the following instructional staff action item A.
So moved.
That's a first and a second. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? That carries. Item number 10, Support Personnel. It is recommended that the Board of Education approve the following support staff action items A through F.
So moved.
That's a first and a second. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? That carries. Item number 11, Correspondence for Action. It is recommended that the Board of Education approve the following correspondence action item A.
So moved. Second.
That's a first and a second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? That carries. Item number 12. At this point, we would recognize any visitor who would like to address the board about any non-agenda item. Being none, well, next is future meetings. We have a meeting on Tuesday, April 12th. Again, it's a Tuesday. I'm sorry, Tuesday, April 8th. Wednesday, April 9th is the annual BOCES meetings that some of the board members will be attending. And then Tuesday, April 22nd, we'll have another meeting. At that point, we will be adopting the budget. Tuesday, May 6th is Meet the Candidates Night. There are 3 seats open for the Board of Education this year. And then on Wednesday, May 7th, is the budget hearing, and then the election, or the vote is May 20th for the budget, the library vote, budget, and also the school board seats that are up.
When do they have to pick up their petitions by? And
Judy?
have them in by?
Brittany?
That's open now up until the 21st.
The 21st of
Petitions
April?
are due by April 21st. Anyone wishing to run needs to gather 77 signatures on a petition to be.
And we do currently have petitions out.
And the petitions, and you get those in the district office?
They
Yes.
must see the district clerk and sign them out for anyone that's running. If I may suggest to the board for next Tuesday's meeting on the 8th, we'll really only have one item for executive session, that we move it to 6:30 to give you a little time, if you're okay with that.
Sure.
Yep.
Okay.
Sounds
So
good.
we'll officially start at 6:30, go into executive session, start our budget recap at 7 o'clock.
And do I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
That's a first and second. All in favor? All right. We are adjourned. Thank you, everybody, for coming.
9:20.